guys, I'm Aveline and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So, first of all, I just want to say sorry for not releasing any videos this week so far. I have been playing Minecraft with 3 of my friends, Arson Girl Gaming, so Heather, Marquis, Stephanie, and also Kristen Marie XO. So Kristen, it's kind of in the name. But we've just been completely caught up in making our houses, building different things on our server, and I don't know, I've spent way too much time on it, so I just haven't been focusing on recording or anything. Also because I know that next week is going to be super busy because there is a new stuff pack coming out. In case you've been living under a rock, there is a stuff pack coming out on, I think it's Tuesday. So I just want to say, by the way, since this is at the start of the video, but embargo for Tiny Living stuff pack lifts on Sunday. I think it's 4 p.m. Central European time, or it's 5. It's 8 a.m. PT, so that's San Francisco time. So if you are very curious about Tiny Living, I will be uploading at embargo, and I hope to see some of you guys in the comments section on that video. It's probably going to be a tiny house because it is a Tiny Living stuff pack, so I don't think I'll be doing any overviews this time, but I will be building a lot of houses next week. So yeah, I hope you guys are looking forward to that. We're probably gonna do tiny house week 2. I did one in June, I think, because I was at EA Play and I thought, you know what? For pre-recording, let's build a lot of tiny houses. So I think it's gonna be the same next week. We're just gonna be building a lot of tiny houses. So I just wanted to point that out. It's on Sunday. Actually, I think it's 5 p.m. Central European time. So that's 4 p.m. UK time. And I don't know about the other time zones. You can look it up on Google. Anyways, today we are actually building a tiny house because, okay, I started building this yesterday. I pulled an all-nighter between Tuesday and Wednesday. So when I started building this house, I hadn't actually slept for a lot of time, for a long time. So I don't really remember building the exterior very well, but I did the rest of the house today, actually. So yeah, I don't know. I was just so delirious that I don't remember. I was going through some of the footage for like the exterior, the shell basically, and I was like, what are you doing? What is this? This is not how you normally build, because I honestly, I don't remember. But I had to pull an all-nighter because for some reason I've not been able to fall asleep at night. Like even at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., I'd still be wide awake. So I decided to pull an all-nighter. It should be fixed now. I am super tired and it's all good. Like I'm fine. Don't worry about anything. But yeah, so that is what we're doing today. And I wanted this one to be for a small family. So it is for a pair of parents and their kid. Actually, it could also be for a teen. There are no toys around. Wait, there is one toy in the room, so I think it's mainly for a kid, but it could also be for a teen. You're welcome for that confusion. Anyways, I just forgot for a second. I don't know. What's wrong with my memory right now? I don't really know what's going on. But it's for a hippie sort of inspired family. So there's a lot of color on the interior, a lot of patterns, a lot of plants, and it's just very casual. And yeah, I had a lot of fun building this house. I did try to stick to under 100 tiles because that is the rules for Tiny Living, I think, in the new stuff pack. So I just wanted to kind of stick to those rules a bit. I think we're in the 70s, but I honestly don't really remember. I counted at some point, but then I just completely forgot again. And also at some point, there is one room that I turned into just a sort of like a hallway kind of room, but then it hit me that it was supposed to be a dining room, so I went back and deleted everything in the room and redecorated it so there's a dining table in there and stuff instead. But I don't know, I just forgot. Yeah, that's the theme of today. I just forgot. Yeah. So this is also built in Windenburg on the 20 by 20. Whenever I build in this area, it's the foresty area, by the way, but someone will always ask, what lot is it? There's only one 20 by 20 lot in Windenburg in this area, so it's that lot. It's the 20 by 20, it's the square. I don't actually think we have other 20 by 20 lots in the game, but I could be wrong about that. I don't remember every single lot, obviously, because there's a lot. And yeah, I don't recall there being other 20 by 20s, but there may be one hidden somewhere in, I don't really know, some world that I don't remember. Forgotten Hollow, possibly? I don't really know. But yeah, so that is what we're building today, and we're building this house for a hippie tiny family, or a hippie family, not a hippie tiny. Well, it's sort of a tiny family. There are only 3 Sims, so it's definitely not a bigger sort of family. But anyways, so we are decorating the first room. At some point, I do go, like in the middle of decorating the room, I do go back to the outside because I was just really feeling like doing landscaping, to be honest. I wasn't really ready to do the interior, so I just decided to jump back outside and planned a lot of things. I also made a small pond next to the house, and I gave them some plant pots as well so they can plant some trees. I would recommend, though, not to plant trees because the plant pots are right in front of the window here to the living, or not to the living room, but to their bedroom, so that would kind of suck, like to have trees blocking the view from that big window. Also, if you're wondering about the window, it is from Laundry Day Stuff Pack. I never use this window, but I've been wanting to use it for ages. I think I've used it at on max 3 builds or something, but it's such a gorgeous window. It's also because it does actually require medium wall height to be able to use it, and I usually just stick to the shortest wall height. I don't really know why, but I think it's because, especially when you place in kitchen not counters, but cabinets, it just looks weird that there's a space above the cabinets to me. I know that's very realistic, but for some reason, it just bothers me. I feel like there's way too much space on the walls as well. It's also why I never use the tallest wall height, because there's just way, way too much space. But yeah, so I usually stick to the shortest wall height, so I never really have any way to use them. I do know that you can use the shortest wall or medium wall height and place a door or a window and then just change it to the shortest wall height. But with those windows, they basically just cover everything, so you can't really do anything with the top of the window. It's a bit difficult to explain, but it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. So such a gorgeous window, though. I should use it more often. I should get used to using the medium wall height, to be completely honest, but I don't know. Maybe I'll work on that for the rest of the month or something. I don't really know, but yeah, I should definitely use those windows more often. I actually have a tendency to forget that medium and tall windows do exist in the game, and also doors, because I just never use those wall heights, so I should get used to that. But anyways, also I should be releasing a tutorial for A-frame houses tomorrow, so if you're interested in that, that'll be going up tomorrow. I did plan on releasing it Monday, but as you know, Minecraft got in the way of that, so that just happens sometimes. In my defense, though, I am preparing my houses and stuff, my area of that server. I'm preparing that for a Let's Play on my second channel, so I do have a reason for spending that much time on the Minecraft server, or maybe I'm just trying to justify it or something, but yeah, I am preparing for some videos on my second channel, so we'll be playing a lot of Minecraft over there, I think, because it's such a fun game, and I'm just enjoying being able to build wherever. I built a house on the top of a hill, for example. I also built one on the side of the hill, and I'll be building a whole lot of more houses on that server, so I'm just gonna go a little bit crazy, but it definitely takes a lot of time. Also because I actually built a lot of it in survival, so I had to go gather materials and stuff first, which is the part of the game that I enjoy, actually. So I just like gathering things and then turning them into a house. I don't really know what that's about, but anyways, enough talk about Minecraft. So there should be a tutorial for A-frame houses going up on the channel tomorrow. I do know that if you look at an A-frame house, you may think, but isn't it just putting down a roof and then, making it a little bit bigger so you can place a bed in there? But no, that is not how I build A-frame houses, so I'll be teaching you my method tomorrow if you're interested in that. It's just so you can add a little bit more shape to it. I promise to record it right after this video goes live so that I can get that ready for tomorrow. And I'm also still working on getting early access for the tier 2 patrons that I have, so that I'm also still working on. Obviously, I can't make Sunday's video 24 hours or give you access to Sunday's video early because it's under embargo, so there's not really much I can do about that. But Monday's video, if there's going to be a video on Monday, I'll try to make sure that that one is up 24 hours early on Patreon, just for those of you who have pledged. So yeah, just know that I'm still working on it, and I'm sorry for getting caught up in Minecraft. Anyways, so back to the video. For the landscaping, I was trying to make it look a little bit more foresty. That's also why I put a pond next to the house. I don't know, I just thought it would look really cute. There's no fishing sign at the pond, but if you're interested, like if you want your Sims to be able to actually fish in the pond, you can just go into the debug catalog and find a fishing sign and place it there, and they should be able to fish in the pond, which is really cool. So I do recommend, like, if you want, for example, if you want to turn this house into an off-the-grid house or something, why do I keep thinking that Sims who live off the grid can't go to the supermarket? I don't know what that's about. I did that in my last off-the-grid video too. Like, they just don't realize that their society. In my mind, I'm like, yeah, they live off the grid, so they have to make their own food, they have to hunt and stuff, but that's not how it works. But anyways, if you're Sims, like if you have Sims living in this house who are really into fishing or something, you can make it possible for them to fish in that pond. I just wanted to point that out. And this is the hallway room that I talked about before, the one that I had to redecorate, so I had to turn it into a dining room basically, even though it's not really like a proper dining room because it just doesn't look like it, but this is also a tiny house. Nothing is really a proper room in this sort of house. That's just how tiny houses work. Also, I had to put these cabinets up here because the chimney is peeking through the roofing just a little bit, so I covered it up with the cabinets, so that's what they're doing there. But since it's a tiny house, I figured that would also be sort of realistic because they have to store their stuff somewhere, and it's a very small house. They don't really have a lot of shelves or bookcases or, I don't know, any storage units whatsoever, so it does make sort of sense that they'd have cabinets somewhere to save their stuff in. So anyways, and then we go back to the parents' room because it did not have any clutter in it whatsoever, and that's just wrong. So we had to fix that, of course. Also, if you're wondering about the pictures, because I feel like whenever I use these pictures like this, like put them together on top of each other, I always get questions where they're from. I think they're both from Movie Hangout Stuff Pack, but I could be wrong about one of them, but I'm not entirely sure. They're super cute though. It's like a collage of pictures or something. I don't really know how to say that, but they've basically taken a lot of pictures and put them together. I do wish though that they'd all be separate because it makes them more versatile, but I love those little, I don't know, I love those two and I use them quite a lot in my builds. One of them does have a more neutral swatch, so you can use it in like, I don't know, more toned down builds, whereas the other one has the one that I used and also a pink one, and I think the last swatch is more like kids room friendly sort of, so I don't really remember. Is it that one that's from another? Oh, it might be from Backyard Stuff Pack actually. I really don't remember, but one of them is from Movie Hangout Stuff Pack, that I know. So in here at the kitchen, I basically just put down all the essentials. They have a free counter, a stove/oven, and also a fridge. And then I managed, because there's also a corner piece, that I decided to put, oh, there's also sink, by the way, but you can see that right in front of you. Okay, but since they had a corner piece as well, a corner counter piece, whatever, I decided to place a caffeinator there, so a coffee machine. So a little bit of luxurious for a tiny house, but hey, it's for a family. The parents probably need it, let's be honest. And then in here we have the kids' room, and I really wanted to fit in more toys in this room, but it's a very small room. It's a 3x3, so I basically just had room for a desk where they can do their homework and also a closet/wardrobe, because you guys prefer it, even for tiny houses, when I place wardrobes in my builds. I do know that, or you guys, so I've explained this a couple of times, but mirrors do the same as wardrobes, except they do more because you can also practice charisma in mirrors. So when it comes to prioritizing a mirror or a wardrobe, I do choose the mirror, just so you guys know. It just makes more sense for tiny houses that you have more gameplay opportunities, at least in my mind it does. So, but for this one, they already have a mirror, I think, in the hallway or something, so I decided to go for a wardrobe instead. I think I also placed a mirror next to the wardrobe, but I'm not entirely sure that it's actually functional because, first of all, the bedside table is in front of it, and there is also a backpack in front of it, so it's kind of hidden a little bit behind those two items, but I figured for realism, just to add a little bit more decor in there, it would make sense to have a mirror for the kid too. But like I said, I don't think it's actually functional, just so you know. And then out here, I decided to give them a small grill area. So they have a proper dining table here. They can have one guest over if they want to. There are 4 chairs. Those are from Movie Hangout Stuff Pack, by the way, and the table is from Island Living. I had no idea that these 2 items actually had matching swatches. I just found out by accident, or like, what's it called? Not by accident. There's another word for it. I don't remember. It was a coincidence. There you go. But basically they both have like a dark gray kind of swatch that's almost black. I know it doesn't really fit the exterior because that's more brown, but I figured since the chairs match the table, I would just kind of go with it. So it does look a little bit like the swatches here, or the dark gray color doesn't really fit the house, but they fit together, so I stuck to it. I could have gone for 2 browns that didn't necessarily match each other, but I decided to go for the matching swatch. But I was really surprised about that. Also, the table is so gorgeous, by the way. You can find chairs that actually go with the table, but I really wanted to use these Movie Hangout Stuff Pack ones because I never really use them. They're way too patterned for my taste. Even for these kinds of hippie-inspired, bohemian-inspired interiors, I still think they're way too, I don't know, they're just way too patterned, so I just never use them, but I decided to stick to it this time. And then the last room that we're decorating is, of course, the bathroom. There's not really anything special about this bathroom. It's a 2x3, so I couldn't really fit a lot of stuff in here because it's just way too small. There's no space. I did take these 2, wall dividers and size them down twice and then put them on top of each other, just because I didn't want to go for one of the normal showers. I wanted to use this open one because I've been using it a lot lately and I really like it. It looks kind of, I don't know, it's nice. You can sort of customize the shower stall a little bit with it. So I decided to do that. And then other than that, you can pretty much see what's going on in the bathroom right here. And that is about that for today. So if you guys like this house, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.
I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I want to be silly, baby, dance the night away. I'll kick my shoes off if I want. Let yourself be free and maybe you will find that there is more to life than being pretty. Honey, let's just face it. You can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better. So much better.